Whoa, we're upside down. Oh, we're flipping over. Even though this ended up being the last picture I took, I think it does the best to show the optical compression and what it does and how to use it. So we're going to stop right here, and I want you to take a look at those bushes in the background, and I want you to guess how far away those bushes are from this cup. From here, it looks like they might be maybe 2-3 feet behind it. As we zoom out, you can really see that we're actually pretty far away. So that cup is probably about 8 feet in front of me. So those bushes that we saw in the background are probably about 15 feet behind this cup. Since we're zoomed so far in, we can easily change the background to something else just by moving over maybe a foot or two. Here you can see that green ribbon on the bush in the background. That's maybe 10 feet to the right of the original bushes we were looking at. So just by moving over by a few inches or maybe even a foot or two, you can completely change your background. I started out looking at these flowers and you can see, oh, I got in real close. And then I zoomed in and immediately I backed up to reframe my shot. Because what I want to do is get the flowers in focus in the front and get the background out of focus in the back. So, okay, as we come back up to this pink flower, you can really see how when you're at the 1x lens, everything's kind of in focus, right? But then when you zoom into 5x, you can see that whatever you're looking at can get incredibly sharp focus and keep everything in the background super blurry. What that means is that with pretty much any camera, even the one on your phone, you can fake a DSLR look just by moving your camera further away from your subject and then zooming in. But not only does zooming in make the background blurry, it also makes the background a lot closer. That pink flower in the background there is a good 15-20 feet away. But the way that I'm composing it, it looks like it's much closer and just happens to be out of focus because I'm using a really shallow depth of focus lens. I'm just zooming in. Of course, what that means is that you get so much shaking, and it's really hard to do this for video unless you have a tripod. For photos like this, you can zoom into all kinds of stuff. This other pink flower, it's pretty close to the ground. You can see I squatted down to get it. And again, I'm just moving a few inches and I'm getting almost an entirely different background. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in past this bush. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this bush to be kind of out of focus in the foreground. So that bush is like right in front of me, but that flower is maybe 15-20 feet behind. What I ended up doing is I had to grab that bush that was in front of me and move it around to try to get it to be in the shot how I wanted it without blocking the flower. And as we zoom in, look at that. You can see every tiny little move that I make completely shakes and moves everything. But you can also see how the parallax between what's in front and what's in back, you can really, really change what every one of your shots looks like. Focus on what's in front, focus on what's in back. You get some very different, really cool looking pictures just by zooming in like this. Okay, so that's my umbrella. I had set it down earlier. Now I'm putting it back on me. And now I'm actually getting down and I'm trying to get the first photo that I showed you at the beginning of the video. And as you can see, I'm trying to get this, but it's like, it's not looking right. You know, it's not looking right. It's not quite working. And then that's actually why I ended up deciding to flip my whole phone over, because you can see how flipping the camera over, you can get much closer to the ground. And I think for what I was trying to do, I wanted to get the bark on the ground out of focus, have the cup in focus, and have the background completely out of focus. By flipping the camera over so that the camera was really close to the ground, I was able to get that. At the end of every one of these things that I go and I'll swipe through all the photos. I'll take a look at which ones I like, hit the star button to favorite them. And then when I get some time, I'll go back and I will color grade them. So in total, I did 42 photos. And after I picked my favorites, how many were there? 4. That's right. So for every 10-ish photos, I got 1 that I actually liked. And that's pretty standard. So don't feel like you're not doing it right if you have to take 14 photos to get one that you like, because in the end, it doesn't matter how many photos you take. It matters the ones that look good. And that's me. Hey, all right. Thanks for watching the video. Goodbye.